My child, I know every thought that passes through your heart. I know the weight of your worries, the fears that afflict you, and the anxieties you carry day after day. But now, I call you to be still. It is in silence that I can speak directly to your soul. Be still, and know that I am God. Psalm 46, verse 10. What you need now are not more answers from the world, but the peace that only I can offer. Be still, and let my voice be heard amidst the chaos. When you are still before me, you are demonstrating deep trust. You are saying to me, Father, I trust that you are in control, even though I cannot see the solution. In times of distress, remember my words. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. John 14, verse 27. The peace I give does not depend on the circumstances around you. It comes directly from my heart to yours. Child, I have always been with you. In the moments of silence, I am working. When the prophet Elijah hid in the cave, waiting for an answer, he did not find me in the strong wind, the earthquake, or the fire. I revealed myself in a gentle whisper. 1 Kings 19, verse 12. I speak in the silence. And when you are still before me, you can hear that gentle voice guiding and strengthening you. Stillness is also an act of surrender. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in Him, and He will act. Psalm 37, verse 5. By being still, you surrender your plans, your dreams, your fears to me, and let me take care of everything. You rest in the assurance that I am in control and that my promises will never fail. I see how the world around you tries to push you into busyness. The voices of society tell you that you need to run, do more, and fight with your own strength. But today I tell you, trust in me, rest in me. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11, verse 28. When you are still in my presence, I renew you. The heavy burden you carry is not yours to bear alone. I am here to relieve you, to hold your hands and walk with you. And when you are silent, remember that I am the God who cares about even the smallest details of your life. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Philippians 4, verses 6-7. My peace will guard your heart as you trust in me and surrender your worries. So, my child, come to the silence. I am waiting for you. My presence will be the place where your strength is renewed. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Isaiah 40, verse 31. Wait on me, and you will see that there is power in the silence. Every minute you spend in my presence, quieting your heart, I am shaping your life, your character, your faith. I am with you, always, in the silence, in the chaos, in the joy, and in the pain. Never forget this. I am your God, and I love you with an everlasting love. My child, I see your struggle. I know how hard it is to wait, especially when you are seeking answers, and everything around you seems to remain silent. But today, I want you to understand something very important. Silence is also worship. When you wait without receiving an immediate answer and still trust in me, that is a demonstration of deep faith. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Isaiah 40, verse 31. Waiting is not a sign of absence. Silence does not mean I have abandoned you. On the contrary, it is during this waiting time that I am molding you. I am teaching you to trust not in your emotions, nor in circumstances, but in me and my promises. I waited patiently for the Lord. He turned to me and heard my cry. Psalm 40, verse 1. I always hear your prayers, even when the answer is not immediate. When you worship me in the silence, your faith grows. Just as Abraham waited for the promise, even when it seemed impossible, he did not doubt. And so, after waiting patiently, Abraham received what was promised. Hebrews 6, verse 15. Abraham did not see the promise fulfilled immediately. He had to wait, often without understanding why. But his trust in me never wavered. And in the same way, I am asking you to trust my timing. I know it is easy to trust when things are going well, when answers come quickly. But the true worship, the faith I seek, is the kind that remains steadfast even in the absence of immediate answers. For we live by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5, verse 7. I call you to live by faith, to worship me in the silence, knowing that I am taking care of you, even if you cannot see what I am doing. And remember my servant Job. He also faced a long period of silence. He cried out, wept, and questioned, but he never turned away from me. And in the end, I restored everything he had lost. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because, having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him. James 1, verse 12. Your waiting has a purpose. I am preparing you for something greater, for a deeper blessing. Trust, my child, even when you do not hear my voice. The Lord is good to those whose hope is in him, to the one who seeks him. It is good to wait quietly for the salvation of the Lord. Lamentations 3, verses 25 to 26. I know that silence can be uncomfortable, and the wait feels long. But I am good, and my plans for you are for peace, not for harm, to give you a future filled with hope. Jeremiah 29, verse 11. Worship in the silence is proof that you believe I am faithful, that my promises will never fail. If we are faithless, he remains faithful, for he cannot disown himself. 2 Timothy 2, verse 13. I will never abandon you, and even though you cannot see it, I am working behind the silence, preparing the way for my promise in your life. So, keep worshiping even without answers. Keep waiting, because those who trust in me will never be disappointed. No one who hopes in you will ever be put to shame. Psalm 25, verse 3. My child, I invite you to make your waiting an act of faith. I am here, working in silence, and at the right time, you will see the fruit of your trust. I am your God, and my faithfulness is eternal. My child, I know that you have asked why waiting is part of my plan. I know that, at times, it feels like everything is at a standstill, and you do not see what I am doing. But I tell you, with all love and care, there is a purpose in the waiting. I never stop working in your life, even in the silence. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Ecclesiastes 3, verse 11. The time you are going through now is an essential part of my plan for you. I am shaping your character, preparing your heart and the circumstances around you. Remember that I am the potter, and you are the clay in my hands. Waiting is part of the process of shaping your life according to my purpose. Like clay in the hand of the potter, so are you in my hand. Jeremiah 18, verse 6. I am forming something precious within you, something that can only be revealed when the time is right. My timing is perfect, even if you don't understand it now. With the Lord, a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years are like a day. 2 Peter 3, verse 8. The wait is not wasted time. On the contrary, it is a time when I work in ways you cannot see. Imagine a seed planted in the soil. You do not see immediate growth, but it is developing day by day until one day it sprouts and bears fruit. Unless a kernel of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it remains only a single seed. But if it dies, it produces many seeds. John 12, verse 24. Your life is like that seed. I am working on your roots, strengthening them, preparing them for greater growth, so that in due time you will bear abundant fruit. And just as agriculture requires seasons, so does your life. There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1. There's a time to sow and a time to reap. Now, it may be the time to sow in prayer, in trust, in faith. It may be the time to wait, to trust what I am doing, even though you cannot yet see the result. The story of Joseph is an example of how I work in silence. He waited many years before seeing the dreams I gave him come true. Even when he was sold into slavery, betrayed by his own brothers, and later unjustly imprisoned, he never stopped trusting in me. The Lord was with Joseph so that he prospered. Genesis 39 verse 2. I was working all the time, preparing him to be a leader whom many would rely on. In the same way, I am preparing you for something greater, something that will glorify my name and bless many people. The patience I am cultivating in you during the wait is a reflection of my own character. The Lord is not slow in keeping his promise, as some understand slowness. Instead, he is patient with you. 2 Peter 3 verse 9. I am patient, and I am teaching you to be patient as well, trusting that at the right moment I will act. My child, the wait also teaches you to trust fully in me. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs 3 verse 5. I see the whole picture. You see only a part. So, I invite you to trust in my wisdom. My thoughts are higher than your thoughts, and my ways are far higher than your ways. Isaiah 55 verses 8 to 9. What I am doing is for your good, even if you do not understand it now. Keep waiting, for my word never returns void. So is my word that goes out from my mouth. It will not return to me empty, but will accomplish what I desire and achieve the purpose for which I sent it. Isaiah 55 verse 11. The purpose of the wait is to see my word fulfilled in your life at the right time, in the exact moment. So, trust in me. I am working even in the silence. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Exodus 14 verse 14. Let me work while you rest in my presence. Do not worry, do not be afraid. I am with you, shaping your life according to my perfect plan. In due time, you will see that the wait was worth it. My child, I know how much the storms of life can shake you. I see when worry invades your heart, when fear tries to take the place of your trust in me. The waves seem high, and the wind relentless. But I call you to quiet your soul, even in the midst of the storms. Remember what I did with the disciples in the boat. The waters rose violently, but when they called out to me, I rebuked the wind and said to the sea, Peace, be still. And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. Mark 4 verse 39. Just as I calmed that storm, I can also calm the storms in your life. But for that to happen, you must trust. You need to look to me, not the waves. That's how Peter began to sink. He took his eyes off of me and focused on the fury of the wind and the sea. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid and beginning to sink, cried out, Lord, save me. Matthew 14 verse 30. And as soon as he cried out, I reached out my hand and caught him. My child, I will always hold you. Even when the circumstances seem uncontrollable, I am there by your side, with my hand extended. Sometimes, my silence is the greatest form of protection I can give you. I know you want answers now, that you want to see the whole path revealed. But if I showed you everything at once, perhaps you wouldn't be ready. My thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways. Isaiah 55 verses 8 to 9. I see beyond what you can see. I know the dangers ahead and how to protect you. My silence is often a shield for your good. In my time, all things will be revealed, and you will see that what seemed like an endless wait was actually my care. I am preparing you for something greater, more beautiful, and more complete than you can imagine. Wait for my timing, and you will see. My child, patience is one of the greatest fruits my spirit can cultivate in you. I teach you to wait, so that you can grow in love, peace, and long-suffering. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Galatians 5 verses 22 to 23. Every moment of waiting is an opportunity for you to become more like me. I am shaping you so that you have unshakable faith, so that you know there is purpose even in the wait. Grow, my child. Accept patience as part of my plan to perfect you. When you learn to wait in peace, you allow my Spirit to do a deep work in your heart. Even in the deepest silence, I have never left you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Hebrews 13 verse 5. I know it sometimes feels like I am distant, like I am not hearing your prayers. But never, at any moment, have I abandoned you. My love for you is eternal, and my presence is constant. Silence does not mean absence. It means I am working in a different way. I am working in the unseen, taking care of every detail that you cannot see. Trust that I am by your side, even when it doesn't seem like it. And always remember, my child, my silence is full of purpose and love. I am with you in every moment, upholding your life and guarding your heart. Now, I invite you to rest in me. Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Psalm 37 verse 7. Do not worry about the times and the seasons, for everything is in my hands. Waiting can be difficult, but it is in trust that you will find peace. My timing is perfect, and at the right moment, everything will be fulfilled. My child, I am here, holding you. I am your God, your Father, and I will never leave you. Wait on me in faith, and you will see how I am always caring for you, even in the silence. If this message spoke to your heart, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you can continue to receive words of life and hope. Like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this message, and leave a comment so we can walk together on this journey of faith. Remember, my child, I will always be with you, even in the moments of silence.